Apologies for the video to take so long to make, but I just want to mention how it's absolutely insane that any time that I post one of these videos, I have to do an update on the subscriber count, because right now we're at 141 subscribers, which I think is really funny, just because I keep having to do the intro voiceover. But I just want to say once again, thank you so much, because this is absolutely wild. And you may have also noticed that there's a new profile picture. I like the old one, but I kind of wanted to update it because I kind of started to think that it was kind of basic. I'll probably improve the profile picture if I actually learn how to draw for once. So yeah. But anyway, I'm just gonna continue on with the video. So you might be wondering what I'm doing here. Well, basically, I am in the middle of raiding a base in order to see if there's any good cryopods in here. So there was this massive, and I mean like pretty big, place that was about to decay, and there's so many cryo fridges just lying around, so there had to be something good there. So the day of, I woke up as fast as I could, and I immediately beelined over here. Unfortunately, somebody already arrived, and they already grabbed all the decent stuff. So I think they already grabbed all the Rexes, the Shadow Mains, the Gigas, all that other stuff. So I just had to grab whatever I could. So I just start running around, and I just start demolishing everything, just seeing what I could find. So many of these fridges were empty, but there were a few that were filled to the brim with just random crap. And I would show off more of this, but it's incredibly boring and infuriating, so I'm just gonna skip past most of this to show what I got in the end. In the end, we mainly got Raptors, some Aloes, some Maywings, and whatever the hell the rest of this is.
You've reached the end of your path, Survivor. Just as Helena Walker once did. It is here that she and her allies faced their final battles. It's up to you to make sure their sacrifices weren't in vain. The alien element that ended our world has willed a titanic adversary into being, to rule in the ruins. Find a way to dethrone that king, and you'll clear the way for me to call down the arts, enabling nature to be reseeded, humanity and Earth's many creatures, and evolution itself can be restored. Helena Walker wanted it so. No. I wanted it. I may be the one who waits, but I'm still Helena too. I remember everything now. The struggles I faced. The losses I felt. And the love that I found. I can see the world through my own eyes again. And Survivor, I'm certain of one thing now. You got this, mate.
We're on Earth now. Looks like a hellhole, so nothing really changed. So the main goal right now is to look around to see if we can set up a base of operations just somewhere around here. So just so that we can store anything that we potentially find over here on Extinction instead of having to bring it over to Genesis. And the search went as well as you'd probably expect, with pillars being absolutely everywhere. God fucking damn it. In the end, I settled to make the base in the Desert Dome. There was a transmitter that was nearby, so I just decided that I was just gonna set up base around that. So after a little bit of prep time, being on Extinction, we're now fighting the Forest Titan. Why? Because I can. Also, there's a really easy way of getting engrams as well. I think the Forest Titan is most likely the easiest to do, just because I don't have a flyer to do the Desert Titan, and the Ice Titan is a little bit more difficult. So we're just doing the Forest Titan. So yeah. And And I just started setting up the rest of the army here, and we just charged in towards the Forest Titan. And it was going pretty well. This thing hit like a truck, but we were hitting it like a truck. Also, I just realized that was a Maywing that I chucked out. This will be important later. While doing some of the whistle attacks, the Maywing was in the range and it proceeded just to run towards the Forest Titan. And it's a Maywing against a Titan, so naturally it got just completely stomped. And the Forest Titan is no more. Except, there is a slight problem. My one-way ride out of the Sunken Forest got completely pancaked during the fight. Luckily for me, I unlocked the tech teleporter, so I was able just to teleport out as long as I found like a functioning tech teleporter that I could use. Instead of teleporting back to base and maybe grabbing like another Maywing and just putting away some other stuff, I decided just to immediately go kill the Ice Titan. And this was a huge mistake, just because while walking over, my game crashed while walking through the cave. And so when I respawned, everything was just gone. And I couldn't do anything, and I just sat there miserably. I kind of just quit for the rest of the day after that. So, a little bit of context here. A base was about to decay, and I was just waiting here. And then more people showed up, presumably wanting to get anything that was about to decay here. So, we just had like an entire group of people just waiting here for these cryofridges to be decayed, or at the very least the floor underneath them. After waiting for a certain amount of time, it was finally time to open up to break the ceilings and just start grabbing whatever you possibly could. Now it was a little bit weird because obviously it's all underwater. Like we didn't know where everything was until we actually looked underwater. So I just started grabbing everything that I possibly could as fast as possible. So you kind of just see me just grabbing just whatever in here. And it really consisted of pretty mediocre stuff, to be honest. After that entire orbuckle, so here's all the stuff that I got. Now, most of this is not really that good. It's just a bunch of really low-level phoenixes, some Quetzals, and just a few other random creatures. But the main thing that I was really happy about was that we got boss shadow mains. We actually got shadow mains that can be used for boss fights. And I was so happy because for like days ago, like almost every day, I would log on and go, oh, is anyone selling any boss shadow mains? And not a single person would answer to my cries of help. But finally we got some. So we just needed to breed some of them. Fun fact. After looking through all the shadow mains, only one shadow main was a female. Every single other shadow main, I think it was like a batch of like 16, I think. But anyway, like out of the 16 shadow mains, only one of them was a female. And I was so happy that there's actually one of them in there. Because if there wasn't one in there, I would have to waste so much time gathering the fish in the fish basket. Then I have to go find a female shadow main, and like just taming shadow mains is just an incredibly annoying process for me, and I absolutely hate it. I decided to test out to see roughly how strong the shadow mains that I got are, so I just grabbed one and I hopped on to do life support beta, and this thing is pretty powerful. It was basically able to just one-shot like anything with relative ease, and I also just got life support done. This is a special day. Why is it a special day? Because there's an Evo event happening. An Evo event, to those that don't really play official or just don't care enough, is basically a small little event that happens usually on the weekends where all the rates get bumped up to 2 times for the rest of the weekend. And this is absolutely crucial for for doing stuff in official, because normally official is on 1 times rates, and 1 times rates are absolutely miserable. You do not want to be doing anything on 1 times rates. An example, the Giga. If you want to raise a Giga from baby to adult to fully grown, on official, that takes about 2 weeks if I'm correct. 2 real life weeks. That's absolutely wild. And it's incredibly infuriating actually doing this stuff on 1 times rates. But when there's 2 times rates, this is where you just start doing all of your breeding and all of your raising and all whatever else, just to benefit on that time. And now I shall commence the breeding montage, where it's just me watching a bunch of my creatures being raised. So let the montage begin, I guess. Yeah, I'm fighting Rockwell over on Gen 2 now. So basically, the goal is just to bomb rush him with a bunch of the remaining Shadow Mains that I had. So I left out a few Shadow Mains so that I can continue breeding them. And then I just used the leftover Shadow Mains that I wasn't using, and just used those for the army here. And while setting all this up, I realized a slight problem. As I said before, there is only 1 female. And I left that female back at base to continue breeding with the other Shadow Man that I had there. So none of these guys will be mate boosted. I don't think it's gonna be a big deal. It's just that I'd rather have them be mate boosted. But oh well. Now that we have everything we needed, it's time to go fight Rockwell.
Some of the controls are still up and running, though I'm locked out.
So we just went into the arena and already there's a problem. My whistle attack and whistle go to just were not working whatsoever with these Shadow Mains or the Reaper. I genuinely have no idea why, but not a single one of these wanted to actually work. So I just had to manually whistle follow 1. So that I had everything following me. So if I wanted to actually attack stuff in the arena, I'd have to walk up to it and start attacking for them to attack. And that's kind of annoying, but oh well, I guess we just have to continue from there.
Probably wise to work your way up to dealing with his lordship. I suggest starting with all these nasty tentacles.
And the fight has begun. Now, I'm not going to show off the entirety of this fight, just because it's relatively repetitive. Just to sum it up quickly, you kill the super tentacles, you get a node exposed, you have to get into the exomech that spawns, you have to use the exomech to destroy the nodes, Then you just have to rinse and repeat from there, just an extra 3 times, until he finally decides to reveal himself.
Sorry, mate. I gave it everything I got. I don't have any more primary energy to power the exomech again.
You really are Helena Walker. No one else has ever been so singularly irritating.
No, not her exactly. Not all of her. But maybe enough of what counts.
Now that we've arrived at the threshold of my new dominion, I can afford to give you my undivided attention. And this is where your little game comes to an end.
I also want to mention David Tennant, the guy who voices Rockwell, does an absolutely amazing job at it. And I am so glad that they were able to get him to voice him, because he like shows off Rockwell so well. But anyway, now we just need to completely destroy Rockwell with these Shadow Mains, because god damn it, these things are incredibly powerful. I did not expect them to be this powerful. Like, it's only been like roughly a few seconds, and he's already down to his last stage. And then after a little bit of just continuous biting, he ends up dying.
Not so sure about that. You did say we had your undivided attention.
I also find it really funny that even after he's dead, all the previous dialogue is still happening just because we killed him so fast, to the point where the game's just trying to catch up. I find that really funny and really amusing. But anyway, we get into the exomech, we shoot him, and then we get the final cutscene of the game.
Is that desperation I hear? Alright, I'm using all my reserves. The exomech is back online, one last time. Get in.
Do this, and you do your precious mission. Because I assure you, I will take this ship down with me. I can't be defeated by the likes of you!
Better start that ring separation.
No! I am this vessel, and it is me!
Damn! I should have calculated for this possibility. I must have missed a transform on the 15th statistical outcome matrix. Simply put, Rockwell's embedded himself too deeply into the ship's primary systems. They're failing along with him. There's only one way to ensure this all ends here. Sorry, mate. I can't come with, and I'm almost out of time to back myself up. You'll do just fine on your own out there. You're a survivor.
Why are you still here? Staying behind to gloat?
Edmund, I'm here to help you end this nightmare.
You did this to me for wanting the same power she squandered. Well, I've survived worse. I promise you, I will find a way out of this, I will.
No, you won't. It's much too late for that.
It's so bright. Helena? I'm afraid.
Shh. She knew. Survivor. This is my last message to you, to be relayed in the event of my deactivation. I was only an artificial construct when we first met. Just a shadow of someone who lived a long time ago. But in our time together, I got to become something new. Someone new. Not Helena. HLNA. Thank you for that. I wish I could find the words to tell you how much it meant to me. Human language is so imprecise. But I need you to do something else now. Find your own path. Your own destiny. Build a new world here. A better world. And who knows? Maybe two lost souls can still meet again somewhere. Out among the stars. Goodbye, my friend.